dirt in your finger.
Let's see if that makes a difference. Yeah, I don't know. This thing's supposed to sit straight in there. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. And that should fit right in there. Let's see.
Shouldn't you hold it on this
Well,
one?
that's what I'm trying.
Where the tank is, it's moving. The tank is moving.
Well, the tank's going to move because I'm putting pressure on the other
Yeah,
side.
but it's moving, so you cannot really squish it in. Somebody has to.
I don't know why that's not going straight in there. The other one went in perfectly fine. Unless there's a groove that we're missing. I feel like it's right in the groove. Let's try taking this piece out and see if it makes a difference. If it goes in without that piece, no problem. Well, we'll try it without the piece then. Or know what happened? When the piece came out, it came all the way out of the... that's why a lot of people take those out, because it's hard to get it back in that groove. It's like the back set in there that goes all the way in. So let's put the gasket together.
So what are you gonna do with that?
And we're gonna put this on there. This goes on here.
No, I mean, were you able to fix that?
Yeah, that's on. It's on. If it starts leaking, then we know we gotta put that piece in there. But a lot of people take them out and don't even use that piece. Shock bites have too many moving parts in there for error. You know what I mean? There's a lot of moving parts in the shock bite and a good fitting should not swing left and right. A lot of people use them because they're easy to use. I would use them as emergency installation, but other than that, I wouldn't rely on them because they do have a failure rate. You know what I mean?
That's not gonna let water gushing and everything, right? It will be a leak, not just like.
No, if it's gonna fail, you're gonna see it leaking first. Yeah. As long as it's pushed all the way in like this and it's locked in, it's gonna be sealed.
There's no way it's gonna come out, right?
Well, that's the thing. Shock bites only been around for like maybe 20 years, so there's no like long-term study on those things. But the ones I know that do fail is because of freezing, and some of them are not properly put on too. So it all depends. There's a lot of them that I've seen because they frozen the teeth on the what you call it, the teeth on it have just exploded.
This doesn't look like straight.
Yeah, we can move it a little bit, not a lot, but we got a little bit of play up here.
Try it first, maybe it will.
No, it'll fit over there. See, when I make sure the tank is straight. This part here, I'm not worrying about because see how it's going to fit like that? And that's pretty much how it was. As long as you put the threads on and you're not cross-threading it, this is a compression union. So it's gonna snug up on there. Metal contact. You really can't go too wrong with it unless you got it cockeyed. But if you put it straight on.
I need to dope it, huh?
Now these you don't have to dope because it's what they call a compression fitting. Some people do dope them, but in honesty, you don't have to. You know, compression fittings, that's exactly what they are, the compression. So the fitting is based on metal-to-metal contact. Now if you have a leak on a compression fitting, then the fitting's no good, basically. Alright, last thing is putting this on. This is just to direct the water down to the bottom, so there's no pressure involved on this. And it has to be a minimum between 6 to 8 inches from the ground. As long as you have that, you should be good to go. We're gonna snug this up pretty good. We don't need no dope, don't need no solder, because this is just to keep the water from splashing on the tank itself. Just go in, just take your time. Okay, that should be good. Alright, we're there. Halfway there. Well, mostly more than half there. So the next thing is we're gonna open up this little valve here, so it lets the air out of the system while we're filling it. So we'll keep this open right here. So as we're filling it up, the air doesn't build up in the tank. And as it gets to the top, we'll close that valve. The most important thing is we don't want to see any leaks. Oh, we got a leak. Hold on, right on the side here. Just gotta see where it's leaking from.
That thing that you told me.
Probably you think it's the shock bite leaking?
Yeah, I can see it already. You can see that, man. Complication.
It looks like it is the shock bite.
Yeah.
It's definitely come from the shock bite. That's why I don't use shock bites.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, we're going to have to get a 90 and solder it. But let's see if it's all the way in.
Can you just, if it's not working, we have to solder, right, Ness?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Let's see if I can, let's get that wrench up there on top of that wrench there. Yeah. Let's see what we got going on. Try that right. Coming from? It's coming from over here.
Yeah, I can see it there. Yeah, it's coming from there.
You see that light?
Coming from there.
It's coming from the shock light.
Yeah.
It's coming from the shock light.
I think we have to solder it next.
Or either that, get another shock light.
Oh my God.
You have, well, I don't know who put these. You have a shock bite?
No.
I'm
gonna have to change it next. I don't trust that one. You have an elbow?
I don't know if I can crack those. Wait. Crack this out. My thing is, these are not sitting in properly. believe is. Come out of there. What that flashlight like right there? Okay, now it's out.
I don't know how it could hold metal to metal.
Well, that's what it's doing anyway. It's the metal gasket. It's the metal teeth in the gasket that's doing all the work. Anything else? See, if this thing doesn't fit in properly, it's going to cause that to leak. And that's why a lot of people take them out when they use them, because they never get it to seat in the proper way. Let's see how it's doing now. Let it fill up. Open up that little valve again so we get some of the air out of there. This valve here. All that air. You don't want that air building up in your tank. See, now we're not leaking no more.
So you don't think it's could push back?
It won't push back because the teeth are on there. We just got to make sure there's no more.
Pressure on the back that it will not fall. You mean
Well,
it will not push out?
They say they won't push out. This thing does not do anything for the pressure. All this thing is like an inside. What is it? It's like a little bushing. And everybody I see that uses these, they always take these off. And now I see why they take them off. Because once you use them the second time, it has a problem. But sometimes you get lucky and it goes smooth in there if it's seated.
But we haven't seen the tank fill up.
Yeah, we're gonna let it fill up. Let it fill all the way up. Like the Pilot. See what's going on. Actually, we can light the Pilot now because as long as you got a little bit of water in there, by the time the tank starts heating up, it's gonna definitely, do the right thing. By the time I believe it purge the system.
No, Ness.
What's that?
This gas line is going out, right? It's not gonna be. An inspector will not notice that.
What's
No?
that?
This one.
And the inspector is gonna notice that?
I mean, say somebody inspecting, sectioning.
No, that's the same way it was. So if they're gonna say something, they would have said.
Well, no. Because
we didn't change anything. We just put it back the same exact way.
yeah. Okay.
The reason why that's like that is because this should be out further. But in order to bring that out further, you have to get a longer pipe to come out. You can do it that way. You just have to change the piping. I wouldn't go too crazy just to change that. Most Section 8 inspectors they don't look for that. They look for this right here. They look for this and they look for that. They want to make sure that's sealed up there. They also look for this to make sure this is done properly. Well, it depends on the inspector too. If the inspector knows what he's looking at, he might look at a whole lot of other stuff. A lot of them actually don't know what they're looking at. Alright, I'm going to take this cover off. Get that system pressurized, and while that's pressurizing, I'm going to see if I can get this to pilot. Can you see that flashlight? Alright, that's got to fill up. And we're going to close this valve, let a little air at a time. Get that tank pressurized so we know it's working properly. Once it pressurizes, there's no water leaking.
You see any water?
Not yet. Still looking though. Get that air out of there. Okay, that's good. Nice and quiet. Get all the air out. And the more air you get out down here, the less air they're gonna have up there. Alright, let me see what the settings at on here. This should be set to pilot, which is the middle. Push this in for about, we'll say 30, 40 seconds. Let enough air, enough to get all that air off the line and down. Hold this for a second. I would get on my knees, but there's a lot of water down there. So I'm just going to rely on my common sense. Let's see if I can get the flame to ignite. If I can get it to, there's my window on this side over here. Okay. I just want to see, like once I ignite it, I want to see that blue flame. I want to hold it down for like 30, 40 seconds. You got a piece of, pass me that piece of cardboard so I can nail down on. I just want to be able to nail down on something.
Hey, come on. Go.
So even that piece of, anything that I can nail. Yeah, that'll work. I just want to be able to nail down and see where the, I want to see that little spark. Little flame in the window. Okay, we got a flame in the window. Now if you hold this down for about, I would say 30 to 40 seconds to get the thermocouple heated up. Generate enough milliamps. I think it's 600 milliamps is supposed to generate. Between 600 and 700 milliamps, somewhere around there. If we got a blue light flashing. All right. So where's my next step? Am I turning it to the right?
What number do they have? Yes, look at the other one.
I'm gonna. You got flame.
Here.
We were here. This one.
The setting.
I can't see that. Let me see the flashlight.
Look at the setting.
Flashlight. You have it on the look like the B. So I put this one on B too, right?
Yeah.
Right there on B. All right.
On B?
It's on B now. Put this back in there. Got flame. Another half an hour, she has hot water. Put the cover back on. And you can put the insulation on, whatever you, well, you don't even have insulation on the other one. You don't use insulation. And you're all set. Now, everything looks good. Everything looks tight. Back in the day, I learned all my stuff I learned from the old timers. We used to get a match and we just run the match across the whole thing. Find the.
We don't have a sprayer, right?
No. But you can always come back with some. This is the only joint that we disturbed. It's this joint and that joint. I'm almost confident that there's no leak on there because there's nothing. You can always put your nose next to it. If you smell that eggshell smell, the additive that they put inside natural gas, because natural gas doesn't have a smell, but they put an additive in it so you can smell it.
All right. Well, let's see.
So you should be all set, minus the water on the floor.
You need the rag, no?
I don't think I need a rag.
Okay. Ness,
Yeah.
do I just deduct it from your balance?
Yeah, you can do that, sure.
Okay.
Everything looks pretty good. Not too sure why is that. Got a little glare on it. There we go. I think the glare's
Check
off.
all the leaks and all.
I'm checking them now. Everything looks good.
You can see it. You can feel the heat.
Well, you're gonna feel it from here. When you feel this, feel that.
Feeling.
It's hot. Touch it. I guarantee you can't hold your hand on it for 2
Yeah.
seconds. I could put money on it. You won't put your hand on it for 2 seconds. But yeah, that little piece of plastic. Everybody takes these out.
Yeah.
And I don't use shock bites, but I see a lot of even the professional guys take these out because
Ness, eventually we're gonna add all those valves.
are those valves in it. Well, if we're gonna add valves, we're not using shock bites, just so you know.
No,
we're gonna solder those joints,
Yeah.
or you could pro press.
When we get a chance, we get settled down. Next year, whatever, we're gonna change those shock bites. You know.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't recommend shock bites. I tell you the truth.
So
like,
we're gonna do.
like these are here for quick fix and
Yeah.
for people who don't solder.
Yeah.
And
So we're gonna do a maintenance every day.
yeah, if you're gonna do that, you could buy the compression valve. If you don't know how to solder, you could buy the compression
No,
valve.
I want this.
Soldering is always the strongest way. They got Pro Press though. Pro Press are pretty good too. You get to go buy the $3,000 equipment to press the pipe. They got a cheaper way of doing it too, but I don't do too much. I've done a few Pro Press. They're actually pretty good. Pro Press is the same thing as.
We did it record time, Ness.
Tell her in the next half an hour.
It's 1 hour. We did it in 1 hour.
I did it in 1 hour. 1 hour is good. I don't mind doing it 1 hour.
I know. It's,
Just double checking everything. When you get a chance, just get a rag and wipe this all down up here, and you should be good to go. Yeah. So,
let me just
job well done.
call her.
This is a plug for Manny Services. Manny Services.
Let me just call her. Open and close, right? The hot water.
Plug for Manny Services in Boston, Mass.
Jeanette? Yeah. Okay. 15 minutes to half an hour. It should be hot. Okay. Okay. Can you open up the hot water faucet? Just open it slowly so we can get the air out. Can you do that? Let me see how much air. It's usually on the left side, right?
Yep.
The kitchen and the bathroom.
You should write the date that you installed this tank
Yeah.
on top of the tank somewhere.
Yeah.
Today's what, the 21st?
Yeah.
You should put,
See, that one is November 18. He didn't put the date anymore, but it's November 2018.
I always carry a marker, so let me see what we got right here. We'll put 11/21/21, right?
20.
No, I want to mess with you. He said 20. Okay, so 11, 21, 20.
Okay.
That means that's the date that this was installed. So
Now
just when you're 6 years,
this one we didn't put a date,
No
but then the date of manufacture.
yeah. So the manufacturing date is just the date they manufacture it. It's not the date
But
that
I think that's where they're gonna base the
yeah, probably so.
warranty.
Well, at least you know that.
Yeah.
Well, job well done.
Okay, Ness.
All right, gonna wrap this up. Till next time.